Boy, Disney. Last week, I went to go see Lilo and Stitch, and judging by my voice, it is not good. I was excited for this movie, and I walked out of the theater very disappointed. You know how you're listening to music and the opening to Somebody That I Used to Know comes on, but then it ends up being that anxiety song? Yeah, that's the feeling I got. Complete enjoyment and excitement just completely switched to pure rage and disappointment. So yeah, we're gonna be talking about that because it is that bad. I'm not even a movie reviewer, and I'm making a video on this because Jesus Christ, it sucked, boys, it sucked. So with all that being said, let's get into this video. Now, before I express my dislikes on this movie and completely rip this thing to shreds, I will have to say that there are some good things about this movie. And by those good things, I mean just Stitch, because he was the only thing that was actually good in this movie. He was the only character I really liked. Everybody else was just kind of boring. I mean, I guess I liked Lilo. Lilo was pretty funny. Her actress did pretty good. Which is kind of crazy to say because how can a 5-year-old do better than the girl that was trying to do Snow White? Sorry, I just had to diss Snow White. I hated that movie so much. I didn't even go watch it and I still hate it. That leads me to my first thing that I need to talk about, the characters. This is a big problem I have with the characters, bro. And it's not only because of the fact that they were annoying, but because there were just a lot of them that just didn't need to be in the movie at all. Like, Pleakley was way funnier in the original than in this one. Well, then again, a funny thing about Pleakley was that he liked the disguises he was wearing. In the old one, their disguises were just wigs and clothes. And the fact that Pleakley was checking himself out was actually pretty funny. But because of these new devices they have in the remake, they just turned to humans. So all that charm is basically gone. Plus, the background characters are so stupid for some reason. I mean, there's a scene where the alien lady has to explain density to these other alien people, and that basically Stitch will sink if he ever makes contact with a pool of water. I mean, these dumbasses can operate a spaceship, but don't know how density works. Like, come on, dude. This isn't even funny. That's just annoying. And you know what makes me so mad about this movie, right? They decided to add all these other characters that bring nothing to the story. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna save it for later. Let's get to the next thing we're gonna talk about. The story. The story is completely scrapped. Like, the original story, Disney basically took it, ripped it apart, threw it out the window, and burned it. Like, I'm not even lying. They took this great story and trashed it and made their own. And then we got this bullshit. Like, for example, Cobra Bubbles was important to the original movie. Why? Because the story of the original movie, well, in Nani's case at least, was to keep Lilo in her home because she's the only family she has left. So she's trying really, really hard and nothing's going well for her, and Lilo's dumbass isn't really helping either. So Cobra Bubbles is there to basically make sure that Lilo is okay in the household, and he will take Lilo away if he knows for a fact that she's not fit to take care of Lilo. Now in the remake, that's not really what happens. Cobra Bubbles was basically not needed in this movie. Hey! Do you guys remember that whole Ohana means family thing? The whole point of the movie? Ohana means family, which means no one gets left behind or forgotten. That's the whole reason why Nani didn't want to lose Lilo in the first place, which is why she keeps trying time and time again to impress the social worker so that he doesn't take her away. Yeah, in the movie, Nani says, fuck that, I want to go to college. And she goes to college at the end to study, I think, marine biology or something like that. Like, bro, where did college even come from? I don't remember a thing about Nani going to college in the original. Like, that was literally just added on. Why can't Disney just do the simplest thing and follow the damn story if they're gonna make a remake? Like, Jesus Christ, there have been so many movies that have flopped because they don't want to follow the damn story. Like, dude, it's not that hard. This movie had potential. It sucked because you just bled all the joy out of it. Because all the good things that were in the original, you just bled out. That's it. You just left it out for no reason. Oh, and if you're wondering where Lilo stays with David. Yeah, Nani puts Lilo in David's care for some reason. I don't know how that came to mind, but it did. Also, do you guys remember the ugly duckling scene? Yeah, you guys are gonna be mad, but the ugly duckling scene was actually cut from this movie. The main scene that made us connect to Stitch and actually realize that this is more than just an experiment, they removed that. The whole point of the ugly duckling scene was to show that Stitch was actually just lost and misunderstood. He started having certain feelings that he wasn't really supposed to be having, however, he started having them when he was living with Lilo. So when he sees the ugly duckling scene, it connects him to what he was feeling and it gives him an answer to what he is feeling. He's lost.
I'm lost.
And yet Disney saw that scene and said, let's cut that shit out, we don't need that. The most important part of Stitch's growth and character is cut from this movie. And then they wonder why the fuck we don't like it. That's how bullshit this is. Oh, and for all of you who wanted to see Lilo throw hands, me being one of those people, she doesn't do it in this movie. She is bullied, but she doesn't throw hands or do anything about it, which to me kind of sucks because, in a way, if you really think about it, Lilo throwing hands is actually really important to the story, and I'll explain why here. Now, I can understand Disney not wanting little kids to imitate Lilo fighting, but the thing is, Disney, you're trying to prevent kids like this from imitating the behavior of Lilo, even though these same kids swear at their own parents because their parents take away their iPad. So I don't know what kind of violence you're trying to not show to the children. Now, like I was saying, they really shouldn't have left out the fact that Lilo threw hands, because as funny as it is seeing 5-year-olds kick the piss out of each other, it's actually really important if you think about it because it shows the point of view of everybody involved. Because as we know, Bubbles doesn't really see Lilo being safe in Nani's care. And somehow this dude is notified of everything about this family. I mean, he was notified about how Nani lost her job, so most likely he's notified of what Lilo does in school. And he already doesn't think that Lilo is safe in Nani's care. Where do you think his mind is gonna go? Oh, Lilo is learning this from somewhere. And where the hell is she learning it from his point of view? From Nani's home. Which also explains why he's on Nani's back all the time. I'm not saying that's the only reason, but it could be a major reason because it does seem like Lilo has a violent history. And you could tell it's not Lilo's first time fighting because of the hula dance instructor. And you can see this in his tone and in his facial expressions. You know he's tired of Lilo fighting all the time. Because they didn't show this, they just kind of dropped the idea on you that Nani can't really take care of Lilo. The old one kind of makes you think of more reasons because of Lilo fighting. But in the remake, it just kind of shows you that she trashes the house and that's about it. Anyways, for our last thing on the video, let's talk about the ending. Don't you guys remember Jumba being ejected out of the red spaceship? Yeah, I remember that. I remember that, right? He's just ejected right out of the spaceship. It's not like he was ever a good guy or anything, right? Yeah, Jumba's the main villain in this one. And you want to know why? Because Disney didn't have the budget for Captain Gantu. The main antagonist for this movie. They didn't have the budget for him. Let's talk about Disney's dumbassery right now, okay? Disney decided to put all their money into these side characters that have no meaning in the story whatsoever and decided to leave out the main antagonist. How are you going to make a movie, a remake, and not have the main antagonist? Don't make the movie then. Literally, don't make the movie then. There's no need to make this movie if you're not gonna have any of the story in it, and specifically not the main villain. Like, if you're not gonna have those things, just don't make it, because then you're just gonna piss people off, and then people are gonna not want to see your shit anymore. And that's exactly what's happening. I don't trust this studio anymore. I'm not even lying. I don't trust Disney anymore. I'm gonna have to just stick with the old stuff because whatever new stuff they put out that actually looks nice to watch is apparently not gonna be good anymore. And that's the road Disney's going down. And they've screwed up a bunch of stuff themselves, bro. It's just kind of weird that they're actually screwing themselves up. Like, they screwed up Star Wars, and now they can't even manage or do good on their own IP. What's next? Marvel? Marvel's the only thing keeping this thing together, and it's not doing good. But thanks to the Thunderbolts and hopefully Fantastic Four and Doomsday on the way, maybe that will, bring it up a little bit more. But the thing is, a lot of people are losing trust with these studios because of what they've been doing over the damn years, especially Disney. Everything they've been doing is just woke and boring and it's just soulless. It's careless. You could tell they don't care about the fans. They only care about themselves and how much money that's gonna come in. They don't have any more love anymore. They don't have any more love for the people who actually want to see their product. Like, it's just stupid. It's stupid, and that's the road they're going down right now. Anyways, that was 8 minutes of a 16-year-old ranting about a kids movie. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. I'm officially back, boys. Let's go.